Mina's text Body Ritual among the Nacirema provides a critical yet insightful perspective on American culture by highlighting its practices as it belonged to an unfamiliar society. Mina establishes the everyday behaviour of this group, particularly associating with health, hygiene, and beauty to emphasise their cultural mannerism. Mina describes the Nacirema session with the human body, highlighting how the health and appearance dominate their lives. For example, specific rituals like visits to the Holy Mouth Men or the daily use of charms and potions reflect the American culture of health and beauty. Further, the accumulation of charms and potions that are kept in their household shrines emphasizes the role of consumerism in maintaining cultural rituals. These different, strange, and odd rituals expose how cultural practices go unquestioned by that society, but from an outsider's perspective seem particularly unique and peculiar. Thus, it challenges the reader to reflect and think about their rituals and determine if they think it constitutes as normal behaviour. Therefore, the text provided a thought-provoking response on specific cultural rituals and made the reader think deeply into what constitutes as normal or abnormal behaviour. Further, as I am an Australian, a key Australian tradition is to hold an Aussie barbecue, but we Aussies go by a barbie. This is either in your backyard with family, or in the park with friends, or even just a casual weekday dinner. This tradition can be looked to be informal or ritualist by an outsider. This tradition is marked by groups gathering around the barbie, cooking a selection of meats ranging from sausages, steak, or pork, accompanied by a variety of salads. Typically, the men are seen to flip the snags, while the women are looked to have prepared the salads. Along with the bigger the barbie, the better it will be. It is set in a very laid-back style, either kicking a footy while the food is cooking, or having conversational jokes such as, "Oi mate, just chuck a shrimp or two on the barbie," characterised by friends wearing singlets and thongs. This reflects the core Australian cultural values of community, mateship, and connection to the outdoors. By everyone gathering around the barbie, it provides a space where everyone is considered equal, and the easygoing nature of the Australian way of life is celebrated amongst friends and families. Although this ritual is typically associated with Australia, it can relate to some US cultural and worldviews, especially around community, celebration of shared experiences, and informality. The Aussie barbie could be looked at similar to the American backyard cookouts or the 4th of July barbecues. Both these events encourage people to come together in a casual setting, highlighting inclusivity and a relaxed environment. Further, both cultures see the outdoors and food as a central element to increase social bonding, and this helps to reflect freedom. The strong cultural ritual of the Aussie barbie has evolved drastically over time, reflecting changes in Australia's society, technology, and culinary preferences. In the early beginnings, the Aussie barbecue was seen as a practical tradition where Aboriginal Australians used open fire cooking to prepare foods such as kangaroo and fish that is often wrapped in leaves and cooked in coal. This typically laid the foundation for the outdoor cooking traditions. Furthermore, after World War II, the rise of the modern barbie began as the growth of suburban living increased, and the Aussie barbecue became a staple of the Australian way of life, which led to social gatherings, particularly on the weekends. Iconic foods such as snags, lamb chops, and beef steaks dominated the menu, accompanied by tomato sauce and salads. As time progressed, technological advancements were made, with charcoal barbecues and portable grills becoming widely available, making outdoor cooking easier and more popular. Moreover, the creation of the gas barbecue in the 1970s and their widespread use in the 1980s revolutionized the barbie experience, as they were cleaner, faster, and more efficient, making barbecues way more accessible. Further, nowadays the barbecues reflect the country's multiculturalism, featuring dishes such as satay skewers and seafoods such as prawn, along with new techniques such as wood chipping to add flavour. Thus, the barbecue remains an Australian practice deeply associated with the national identity, mateship and community. Events such as Australian Day barbecues and family gatherings around the grill reinforce the strong bond between friends. Throughout history, the changes to the Australian barbie have been significantly positive to the Australian culture, as they reflect inclusivity, mateship, and a stronger sense of community. Recently, the introduction of new flavours and techniques have helped the barbie tradition turning into a celebration of Australia's diversity. For example, the National Film and Sound Archive of Australia stated, "Cooking over a sizzling hot grill in the great outdoors has become part of our national identity and has been used in film, television, music, and advertising as a backdrop for events, great and small." Barbecuing is a tradition that bridges cultural differences and brings people together. Additionally, by councils placing barbecues in local parks, it has made the practice more accessible to everyone. Although the barbecue is largely seen as beneficial to the Australian culture, there are some concerns regarding the environmental impact of traditional barbecue methods, especially with the growing awareness of climate change. The use of gas and charcoal barbecues can be questioned, leading to the rise of eco-friendly options like a solar-powered or electric barbecues. Moreover, the Australian barbecue continues to shine as a true symbol of the Australian culture, adapting and reflecting on the societal values.